The executive branch is low-key the most powerful, by Kayla, Abby, and Riley. First is Congress versus the President, with impeachment and executive privilege. So for Congress can impeach and charge the president if he's not making busting choices. Presidents have been impeached, but none of them have been removed from office. This is one of Congress's enumerated powers. But the president has the right to withhold certain communications and documents from disclosure to Congress, the judiciary, or the public. It's an implied power. President wins this one because they can withhold information that could be used in impeachment. This power also helps the president keep things confidential. Impeachment is a long process and has never been successful when used against presidents. Again, we have a discharge position and executive agreement. For a discharge position, the House of Reps forces a bill out of committee and onto the floor of a vote. Requires the signature of 218 members. Will be placed on discharge calendar and is awaited on a 7-day period where the member announces the intentions of discharge. For executive agreement, the president are international agreements on matters like trade, military, or environmental problems. This does not need Senate approval. Can be changed by a future president or nullified by congressional legislation. President wins again because treaties can be made quicker. No need for Congress to make choices that slow it down. The president makes big choices all alone, allows president to show who's boss. Discharge positions still need votes while executive agreements do not. Executive orders. An executive order is a policy that derives issues by presidents that do not require congressional approval. The president can make a policy without needing Congress to make the decision on if it's a beige flag or if it's sus. Congress will make a choice on the policy after it has been enacted. This is faster. The president can veto a bill from Congress. If the president thinks that a bill is not dripping enough, then they can veto the bill. The retaliation, if the president is being delulu, they can override it. Not subjected to filibusters ended by the clother. Riders are not added. Conference committees, joint committees, standing committees, select committees. Holds. A signing statement. After signing a bill into law, the president writes a statement on how they interpret and wish the law to be carried out. The president gets to make a statement to show how to interpret the law and how to carry it out. Because the law on voting rights, this means dogs can vote, because they're the goat. A veto. The president can veto a bill from Congress. If the president thinks a bill is not dripping enough, then they can veto the bill. In retaliation, if Congress thinks that the president is being delulu, they can override it. Pocket veto, an indirect veto, and makes it so Congress cannot override it. The president has more power because Congress still needs 2/3 vote to overturn the veto. Pardons. Pardons are not common during the presidential honeymoon because the new president wants to avoid backlash early in the term to keep up their presidential approval rating. They are common at the end of a term. A pardon is a big perk of the president, and they can acquit anyone they want of a crime. I pardon dog from identity theft because it strips our gas and needs so much riz. Alright, bet, says the dog. Reappointment in Congress. Congress is affected by redistricting and reappointment. The president is not affected by the population. Powers of Congress can be limited by president representation and the population. Congress has some power. No cap, Congress should do some things. They make important decisions on bills to make them into laws. They have 2 leaders in the Senate, minority leader and majority leader. Whips keep Congress members informed. In Congress, they are scheduled day-to-day operations and keep things moving on the floor. These people hold power to make bills into laws for the president to sign. Closing statement. The executive branch is better than Congress because the president can disclose from other branches, use executive agreements with no Senate approval. The president can interpret a bill and how they want it with a signing statement, can veto a bill they don't agree with, pardoning anyone they want, and is not affected by changing population. And that is the end of why the executive branch is better than the legislative.